All right, welcome back. This art lesson today is for cousin Joel, and he wanted fighting walruses, but honestly, they're gentle giants. I mean, if you really want to do fighting walruses, there's these big blobs. They have these giant tusks, and they kind of fight each other. And I mean, if you have red, I don't even have a red marker, maybe some little bit of blood coming down and giant eyes glaring. Okay, so there you go. We have the fighting walruses, but since walruses are actually gentle giants, let's do something a little more realistic. We'll do some really fun wrinkles. We're gonna do texture today, wrinkles, watercolor, a little bit of background, mountains, and iceberg. And what you're gonna need today are, this is a really fun thing. If you have a pencil that has a little brush on it, it might be a watercolor pencil. This one says sketching dark wash. This is a really fun tool. You don't have to use it today, but you can. And then also you'll want maybe a large brush and a small medium brush and some watercolors, any kind of watercolors. All right, of course, a cup of water. And I mean, maybe you need a little bit of chocolate to go with that. Okay, I think we're set though with the walrus. What you see in the walrus, let's just study the shapes real quick. He has this funny, it's kind of like a game console shape, isn't it? It's flat, a little bit flat on top. These two little round smiley faces here. He has two little nostrils and a line between. There's this hill here, two little side hills for his eyes, which are on the side of his skull. And then you can see all these interesting wrinkles right here. Let's do another one. Where are you? This picture shows, I just got this from the internet, probably National Geographic. They're pinnipeds. So their flippers are their feet, and it kind of shows how he'll have an arm. If you have one standing up, it'll be like a fat arm here and then a skinny little shape like that. Same here, it goes out, away. He points them away from him and his elbows are on the inside. Good. All right, what else can we learn? I thought this was a good one to show that he has this, just the shape of his eye. He has this nice big eyelid. It's kind of a round, and then his eyeball's right there on the inside. And also look at his whiskers. Some are really skinny, tiny up here, and then they get longer and longer as they go down toward the tusk. Super interesting. And for the mountains in the back, I thought this was interesting because when you paint your mountains, it has these gentle slopes, right? But when you have dark blue shapes, they're kind of going this direction. Let's see, like this. A couple directions this way, a couple directions this way. And I'm looking at this shape right here. Right there, right there, right? And then this is going down a little bit and sideways. So it's I thought really helpful to just study the shape and the direction of the darks and lights when you're looking at snow and land on a mountain. All right. Okay. Are you ready for the gentle giant, the walrus? Okay. Wow. Kind of. Good deal. Get your chocolate. You're all ready to go. Pick up your pencil of choice. Any old kind of pencil actually will work. Or you can even use a Sharpie. Ding. All right, I'm gonna sit down and hope my paper's in the right spot. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is we'll put a front and center walrus right here. I'm using watercolor paper. You can use sketching paper, but you can kind of see how it's flat on the top and it's like a game console, right? Curvy at the bottom, a little, very good. How about a little hill after that? The top of his head. After you got this hill, let's add these little bumps on the sides to put his eyes into. Just like that. Good. And we'll even do this. Some of them have this shape, kind of like an oval, but it doesn't have a round spot on the bottom. That's so that you can do 2 little lines in the middle and like a, we'll do this. It's like a P on this side and a backwards P on this side. That's gonna be his nostril. You can totally color it in because it's gonna be black. There we go. All right. His eyes, since they're like out on the outsides, you only see part of it. So I'm starting here. It's like half of a lemon shape and it's going toward the outside. And I do that twice. He has like a bottom lid and over lid, and then part of his eyeball. Remember, in an eyeball, you make a circle and then color the other part in. So there you go. He has top lid, bottom lid, part of the circle, and we color in that iris. We'll do the same thing on this side. Just kind of give yourself a point and then go up toward the outside, like the side of a lemon. Just like that first. Good. And then I'm just doing part of his eyeball and coloring in that part of a circle. Good. Ooh, smeary pencil. All right. Out of the bottom of this upper lip, we're just going to do these two tusks. It's wider at the top and skinnier at the bottom, just coming out like that. Good. And then his bottom lip goes behind the tusk and it has a little upward, I was going to say dip, but a little upward hill, just a small one, and then it goes up and behind. There you go. The front part of a walrus head. The next, he has all kinds of wrinkles, but the way to get our wrinkles is we'll do these very soft curves. There's one kind of like the petals on a flower. Little, they're just like these hills. They're gentle hills that touch and go down. So, make sense? Then I'll put some wrinkly, flubbery skin down here. Good. Walrus. Ooh. Instead of using my watercolor brush for the whiskers, I'm going to do the whiskers afterwards so they don't smear. All of this stuff, the skin, it's allowed to smear once I put some water on it. But my whiskers, I want to be nice and crisp. So I might, in fact, I'll just right now sell you on this thing. This is a Sharpie pen. They're at Walmart in a 4-pack for like $5. It says medium on it, and it looks like this. I love these guys. It's like the skinny version of a Sharpie. It doesn't smear. Well, I don't think it smears. Okay, I'm gonna grab another pencil. And the walruses love to be in groups. They are naturally stay connected. And you know, I was just reading a book. I was actually reading Keep Your Love On by Danny Silk. And it talks about how God makes all of us to want to be in connection. So right here in this big empty space, I want you to do a smile that looks like this. And then right at the top of it, you're going to do a little hill that just does that only. Does that make sense? After you have that, I'm going to give you, we're going to make a tusk that's coming out, but he's like in the background. He's in the front. He's in the middle ground. It's going to be this walrus that's like right here. This is going to be this part of his, what's that called? His little flubbery jaw thing. I can't remember what that would be called. So a tusk is coming out, but it's behind this one. So there's one tusk there. Then his lower jaw is going to come down like this. And his other tusk is going to come behind. Just trust me. It goes like that. All right. So you have the smile, the short hill. Then you have this tusk that runs into the back of the other walrus because it's far away. The second tusk that runs into the back of him. Then right here at the bottom of that hill, this is the back side of his lip. Watch this. It comes up. We're going to do a bump for his nose, and then his head is kind of coming this way. And I'll just show you. His nose nostril is going to be right here, kind of like that P, remember? It's going to be a backwards P here. The other one's just, so you can kind of see. That's where we're going with that. Let's do this top lid. It's on the side, so it'll be like this. La 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 la, la 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 la. Here's a bottom, and remember this? It's a little ball, and we just make a little circle for the white. That means the light is bouncing off, and then color in that iris. You can use black paint later, but I love seeing the personality right away. Okay, so here we have this wrinkly walrus. You can't see his feet yet. He's a little curvy coming down. And just so we know, you're adding texture. He has like this little lump for his eyebrow, some little skin. There's short lines, not short, medium, long lines. They might make kind of like that. And he's just full of wrinkly skin and blubber. Again, at the end, we'll make some whiskers that come out, but not with a watercolor pencil. So he'll get some nice whiskers in here. All right, so we have our front walrus, our side walrus, and let's do one that shows some flippers right here. Okay, super fun. I'm just gonna do that. All right, so he's smaller. He's on a farther away iceberg. In fact, I might just do this. I'll just kind of give a little shallow curve here and give him an iceberg to sit on. The side of the iceberg will come kind of straight down, and I'll just kind of follow that so it looks like, oh, the ice is floating and it's thick. There, now he has something to land on. When we look at, here's my little picture. Remember his little flippers? I think we should add a little flippers to the bottom of him. All right. So his flippers are going to go like this. They come in and then skinny out. And you'll just do that for one flipper. And then the other one will go in and then out. And remember, it's skinny on the bottom, but then it's fatter on the top. Good? A few wrinkles. Good? Okay. Now let's get his cute face up here. It's smaller. It's farther away. Let's see. I was just like the other one. We'll do, how about we do the same thing we did before? Whoop, whoop. Got it? Little, I'm just gonna give him that little nose, maybe like that. Little hill and his eyeballs. Like that. Yeah, kind of just like what we did before. And I could have done his face sideways, I just realized. That would have been cute. And his body just goes behind him. Little wrinkles. Good. Texture. Wow, I love it. Okay, we have texture here, here, and then how about a background? Okay? Your background we can just do with paint, or you can just kind of remember, your horizon line should be super straight, so kind of like this. And you can do this with paint, but you don't want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, all kind of the same. You want to make sure you're varying your mountains. No mountains are exactly triangles in a row. So big, small, then big space, then 1, or 3 little ones, you know, something like that. Okay, I think you guys are ready. Grab your watercolors and your water And your brushes. Don't get them wet. All right. So easy and fun, this part. Now remember, these guys are friendly. They are gentle giants. The males do fight for dominance in a season, but it's not their normal often thing. It's not something that they just often do. And since I have a watercolor pencil, I'm just going to add water to mine just at first so you can kind of see what happens. I'm going inside the line and letting it kind of shadow and darken. One thing you want to make sure you remember is don't paint your tusks because they get to be nice and white. And I leave some white so that it's not all exactly gray. So don't forget, move this over. As you paint, you want to do medium, dark, light, leave some white. There's always some, I'm just going to grab some brown and add it in there to my grays just for something interesting. Ooh, I might even do his face a slightly yellower brown color. And then, I don't know, something interesting. I haven't ever added green to this before. Ooh, I have a burnt sienna brown. So that's fun, just for fun. And I also will take my brush and I'll just grab like a little bit of black and do a tiny dot in the eye just to, if everything else is wet, it'll smear everywhere. But I love to make my eyeballs nice and dark. Okay, have fun. Your walrus is so happy and wrinkly and fun. He loves to live in community, to be together. So as you paint your walrus, think, you know what? God made me for connection. He made me to be connected to people, to love one another. Our whole purpose in life is to show the world that God is powerful to connect us when there's conflict or people are icy toward us. They're protecting themselves by going away when they have hurt feelings and they just go read a book or they walk away and won't finish a discussion. You know, people get hurt, but we're still made to bond and have connection even in those times. I'm going to add some water to this and make it gray brown. So each of my layers of skin, I'm just going to do a slightly different color. A little darker gray or lighter gray or darker brown or yellower brown or greener brown or purpler brown. Ooh, I'm going to add purple to this brown. So there was one thing that really struck me when I was studying the walrus. I was like, hey, when someone's giving them a cold shoulder, when we feel like someone's giving you, they're being cold and icy, maybe they're an aggressive person who, when they feel hurt feelings, they say mean things to you. Well, just like when a walrus is cold, even on an ice block, he goes to the sun and soaks up the sunshine. When he's in the coldest situation, out on an ice block, he soaks up the sun. What a great analogy for us. If you have a friend who's hurt, calling you names or staying away from you because they're just afraid of getting hurt feelings from some conflict that you have. Everybody has conflicts. God created us to connect, not become disconnected. Well, soak up the sun. Go get in the presence of Jesus and see what he has to say about you and your friend, and let him spread his sunshine in your life. Sunshine. Get your sunshine from God's word and his presence. And then you're able to build love and connection. The Bible says that they will know you're Christians by your love. You can't get around that one. It's not like, oh, well, some people are made to be more loving and it's their personality. Ho, ho, ho. Nope. No way. The Lord says, I've created each of you to love in your own generous, kind ways with the power of the Holy Spirit, the sunshine. I just added purple to my gray right there. And don't paint your tusks. Don't paint your tusks. We want to keep those white. If I had a white jelly roll pen, I would do white whiskers coming out. I think that would be really fun. So, you were created to be fearless and funny and a lover of the Lord and his people. Fearless and funny. Did you know that walruses are prone to stampedes because they get spooked? They can just absolutely, it hurts them and hurts other people when they get afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't get spooked. The Lord is with you and he will give you what you need. The Lord gives the walrus everything he needs too. It says they have blubber to keep them warm. That's one of God's provisions. Whoa, if they weren't super fat and wrinkly, they would freeze to death. That's part of God's provision. That's their unique quality, straight from the Lord, to help them be great survivors and thrivers in the conditions that they're put in. That's pretty cool. What else? Our verse today, while I'm painting, I'll just chat verses. Ooh, this is a big space. So I'm going to trade out my medium brush for my large brush. Big space for big brushes, small space for small brushes. I'm going to add water first. Our verse today is Matthew 5:45. Matthew 5:45 says, "Be like God, who kindly gives sunshine to both those who do good and those who do evil." It's very interesting. It also says he gives rain to the righteous and the unrighteous. And it's like, right after that he goes, he loves even those who don't love him back. So love your enemies as your Father in heaven loves his. And I think, hey, what a great verse to say, hey, when you're feeling icy, soak up the sun. What if we give this one purple eyeshadow? It would match the mountains. We could put purple in the mountains and purple in his little eyeshadow. It would be so fun. And do a little brown on this side. Keep his tusks white. I have a feeling I'm taking forever, but I'm really just enjoying it. Are you guys just enjoying it? Have a blast. Just soak up the sunshine. Remember the goodness of God. Okay, very important. I need to help you see how to make, real quick, these ice flows. If I'm gonna make the front of an ice flow, it might have some curvy edges, but they're gonna be long ways. Wait, let's do that. So you can see. And then it also is gonna have like an edge, right? So you can see that it's like 3D. And this edge right here, maybe it'll be in shadow, and then the top will be white, and then the water can be blue or turquoise or whatever, but you know that there's ice there, and maybe I'll, in this corner, just so it looks like he's on ice, maybe do that. Do a little bit of blue, but mostly white. Okay, here we go. Ready? All I'm gonna use is a little bit of my turquoisey blue and water it down. And say I do my water first. And yeah, I didn't finish doing this walrus, but you know me, I'll just keep talking and then you'll be like, hurry up, I'm already done, but you're still talking. I don't want that to happen. I'm gonna just add blue to the water so that this white can stay white. I dip my brush into the blue, but then also in the water. If I just put blue on dry paper, do you guys remember what happens? Here's dry. It'll show your brush strokes, and you want this to be super watery. This is a smaller space. I should change it out for a smaller brush, right? If I want more control, this is water right here. I can either use my tippy tip and be very slow and careful, or change out my brush. Small spaces, small tip. And I'm going this direction. So I hope you guys are doing your water too while I'm chatting away. This is so fun. Oh goodness, I really love turquoise and watercolor pencils. And walruses with big furry whiskers. Okay, I think this is not showing enough blue, so I'm gonna add some more. What do you think? Go for it, you guys. I can't wait to see your walruses. Just nice and wrinkly, soaking up the sun, being in community, not afraid to just be together and say, hey, is something bothering you? I want to make it right. Did I hurt your feelings? Hey, I love you. I want to be your friend. And you just be a fearless community connector. Someone who is just not afraid. Okay. We got some water down there. To do your sky, some of the same colors. I was thinking it would be really cool if you would leave some white in the sky. You know how the sky kind of goes like that direction when you're up north? Leave some of it white, negative space, so it can have some white clouds being blown by the wind that direction. Fun? All right. You guys are amazing. I can totally tell some of you are going to put northern lights up there with some weird glowing greens and other stuff like that, but I'll let you do that. Right now, I'm just going to grab some water and give my little purple mountain majesties. Don't forget, you can choose to put some white crayon where you think the white should go before you paint it to resist, or you can leave some of the paper white, but here's some of the direction of the white if you choose that. Otherwise, get a white jelly roll pen and draw the white in later. So, farther away is lighter. If I want a little layer of mountains closer up, I'll just make them darker, and same kind of triangle shapes down here. All right, that's gonna be pretty when it dries. All right, you guys, this is so fun. I'm gonna keep painting over here. I'm gonna even add some of that purple down into my walrus so that it has a continuous color. I cannot wait to see yours, and I'll post my finished product. I'll stop talking now for you guys. Okay, I hope you make awesome, gentle giants who love your enemies. Remember, you are created to be fearless, funny, and a lover of people, and unspooked, not afraid to sunbathe on the ice. Just soak up Jesus and go for it. Live in community and be just like Jesus, who loved us even while we were enemies. He came for us. All right, see you guys later. Okay, friends, I painted in the rest of my walrus, and I just wanted to show you how his little whiskers are all like in these little rows. They're little tiny, well, row, and then when it gets down here, they're medium and then long. So I wanted you to see that before we use our pencil. Here's another one. Hold on. See how they're short up at the top and then long at the bottom? All right. So I just thought, and then there was another one I didn't print out that had these little, it was almost like it had all these little polka dots on the first row, and it was separated down this middle. But little polka dots, in these nice neat rows. And then it was and to make grass or whiskers, we press down and then lift up. We're gonna do medium whiskers going toward your tusks, that direction. Medium size, then a little bit longer, then way longer, and really long. That's how it goes. And he just has these cute little whiskers. Little ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Medium, and then long. I even turn my paper around. Just like that. And when I lift up, it's like nice and skinny at the end. See, like a whisker. So fun. I can't wait to do this one up here. He has a wet eyeball. Make sure your paper is dry. His little dots are way up here. And then small, medium, longer, really long. Look at his whiskers. So fun. I'm turning my paper around because my hand can do whiskers this direction more easily. So just turn your paper around if you need to. And don't forget the little dots. So cute. I can't wait to see yours. Whiskers. Adorable, gentle giants who love to live in community. Yay! Okay, that's it. All right, love you guys. See you next time.